Now let's take a look at files and folders, the repositories of data on Mac OS X, and indeed on any computer. This area has gotten a little more complex since we first started talking about Mac OS X all those years ago, because now there are more places where data can live on your computer and on the internet. We'll start with files and the folders that they live in, and then we'll move on from there into archives and other types of data repositories, including the database that is built into Mac OS X. What you see here is a Finder window, and the Finder is your view of the files and folders on your computer. It's as simple as that. The Finder itself will be the subject of another chapter, but for now what we'll do is take a look at some of the files and folders that you see in a basic Finder window. What you will see is a folder here. That's a folder icon. If I go into icon view, here they are. Here's list view, column view, and I can also now in Mac OS X Leopard quickly look through folders and documents. If I'm looking at a folder that contains a variety of types of documents, and let me go into the Documents folder, what you'll see is as I browse through it, I see the different types of folders that may be contained within it or documents that are within it. Now, sometimes as I browse around on, let me go back to column view, as I browse around on my desktop, I will see folders and files within them. That's not very unusual. I may look at another disk icon, and within that I will see other files and folders. This happens to be a disk icon called Untitled that was installed when I used Boot Camp to install Windows on this computer. So I am looking at a Windows file structure that happens to live on this same computer. If I look at my hard disk, Hermes, I will see in the Users folder a folder for each user that has been set up on this computer. And sometimes I will see a folder icon, sometimes a document icon, a generic document icon like this, and sometimes a specific icon like the home icon. If I go into another user's folder, some of the icons here have these red bars on them. Those are indications that I cannot see inside that folder. For example, another user's documents folder normally is off limits to me with this red bar. So that's what I'm going to be seeing as I browse around on the desktop. If I click on the iDisk icon and I have a .Mac account, I can see my files and folders on the remote .Mac server. These are also external disk drives connected to this computer, and I can see the files and folders on them. That's the overall basics of what you're looking at in a Finder window. It's normally files and folders. Some of them may have aliases. We'll get to this arrow later on. And in some cases, when I look at some of them, I have an indication that I cannot go further within that folder.